doing it for the fame.
Nick.
Hey, what's up?
Aren't you doing it for the likes?
Nah, I ain't doing it for the likes.
Oh, okay. Hold up. So you doing it for the pussy?
Nah, I mean, yeah, no, I ain't doing it for that.
Okay, then what are you doing it for?
Man, I do it for the culture.
So sad.
Any thoughts on joining the Mile High Club?
So sad.
I mean, right now, this might make you excited for that. We can change the music up a bit.
It doesn't have to make me excited. I'm just asking you if you're interested in joining the Mile High Club. There's nothing behind it.
I'm not interested.
Okay, then that's it. Then Peace Navigations will not be accepting your application.
No, ladies, back to you.
We got the Tony Braxton's backups in the building. That was a good song, though.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
I had the, not me, my mom had the Secrets album. That was shit. Unbreak My Heart and Taking Me Higher.
Oh, yes. Say you love me again. Undo this hurt you caused when you walked out the door and walked out of my life. Under these tears, I cried so many nights. Unbreak my heart. I was like, this is the most disturbing thing I've ever.
That video was so sad. That's probably in the top 5 saddest videos. Anyways, this is another episode of For the Culture podcast. I think we're on episode number 22. That's right. I'm your host, Nick Alexander. Today we are missing my co-host, Amarie. She's off doing bigger and not better things, but just doing bigger things. She's filming a project right now, so congrats, Amarie. Yes. We miss you. We'll see you back whenever you come back. I decided to do something different, trying to change it up. I've been navigating the improv circles for a minute, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. So I thought I would bring some of my teammates from my group Cornbread Kitchen just to fuck around with us today. So to my right, we have Megan Sousa.
What's crackalating?
Hey, Megan, how you doing, girl?
You know, we out here, we living, we really out here. God is good, amen.
Further down to the right, we got my girl, Marian Yasafu. That's her tribal call. How are you, Marian?
I'm well. How are you?
Good.
Sir Alexander.
Okay, yeah, sir. Shit, all right. New haircut. You know, I get called sir now. And to my left is Noelle Gibson, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing, Noelle?
I am blessed. Can't be stressed because, like Meg said, God is good. I just want you to know that like a whole tribal of like men just walked in, if they can see, after she did the call. No, not really. Wouldn't that be great?
That would have been cool.
Oh my gosh, it's the new Coming to America.
Oh, that would be the best. Yes.
Anyways, thanks all you ladies for coming through today and representing the Cornbread. We got about half of the squad here, so you know,
yeah,
it's good.
Yeah.
It's good. We got some vital members. I believe Megan, you are the founder of Cornbread Kitchen. Marian, I would put you, I guess, a co-founder. Or is it Meg? Just Meg?
Definitely.
Meg's his founder?
I love how you said, I believe.
I believe. Word has it.
You know what I believe?
What you believe, girl?
I believe I can fly.
Taking it back to Space Jam.
I believe I can touch.
Do you remember all the parody versions
Yeah.
from Graduations when he used to like there was like let me see. I believe I can fly. All I wanted was some collard greens. Mashed potatoes with some chicken wings. Because it was like,
I need some mac cheese. Yeah. Cheesy with some collard greens. Yeah. I need some gravy and some mashed potatoes.
oh, ladies.
Gravy, get that gravy.
Question. Can y'all still bounce to R. Kelly and not feel the type of way? Can like
It's hard, man.
It's hard.
So can you fuck to R. Kelly?
I certainly most definitely can always fuck.
To R. Kelly. I know you can fuck Mary, but not because I fucked you, but because you just like to have sex with your man Marco. But do y'all do it to R. Kelly?
Marian's like, why you putting me out here in these streets?
Let me tell you, I have an Italian crazy
Wonderful
gelato
joy.
man for a partner. And
He's so sweet.
I love Marco.
I feel like you can hear whenever penis is being spoken about.
Hilarious.
When I'm around.
Marion, why do you talk about me? Marion, this is our sacred thing, and you bring it up.
I can't.
No, but I tried it the other night. It didn't bother me.
Wait, you tried what?
That sex to R. Kelly while you playing.
That's
Did you purposefully do it to experiment to see if you felt like
Yeah, experimented. Yeah,
I would expect.
I played the R album.
Which one was that?
The R album. That's with When a Woman's Fed Up. That's with
When a Woman's Fed Up.
with the song with Nas. A couple bangers. You know, if I could turn back the hands of time.
Nothing you can do about it.
I think Feeling on Your Booty's on that one too.
Ooh.
No, that might be TP2. If you haven't noticed, my girls like to sing. They love to sing. I feel like that's gonna be on the horizons. I feel like Cornbread, you guys are eventually gonna do a musical. Like that's just something that's
I think we have done musicals definitely already on this side.
Yeah, because between you, I'm pretty sure Imani, Marion, y'all love to sing.
Well, I think after the local show number 1, I was like, guys, can we start doing music improv? But that was about 7 months ago.
Right.
You know,
doesn't mean you can't revisit it.
Of course not, but it was one of those things where it was like I already knew then. I was like, we should do it. But I think over time, as people get more comfortable, sure. I definitely think that's something that we will be doing for sure.
We had a great show last night. The listeners, just want to let you guys know we had the opportunity of playing the UCB, the original stage in Franklin in LA, and that's very like historic. Because a lot of talented, famous people came out of that place and groups started there.
Love you, Tina Fey. Love you, Amy Poehler. If you're listening, just
they probably might listen. They might get it.
Holler.
I got some people at NBC.
Pell, keeping it real. Making what is it? POC
POC on the maps.
Providing a safe space.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Beth.
So our group and 2 other majority black groups, we performed. We rocked a packed out, sold out show on a Monday night.
At 11 p.m.
At 11 p.m. they came out and we put on a show, man. We were like the new young gunners on the scene. We did our thing to set the tone. Then the one of the groups that's been around killing it for the last few years, Obama's Daughters, they on their way to bigger things and they smashed it too. And then Arcade Currency, the host of the show, some talented brothers.
Fucking lit.
They closed it off with a bang, man. I was happy to just be in that environment.
I felt like
fucking lit.
I felt like it was a basketball, game. And we were a team. We were the Bulls. And it was like Jordan.
Oh, we're back in the 90s.
Pippen.
Rodman. Kukoc.
And Phil Jackson. And like everyone was there. Yeah. And like it was like each quarter, everyone was just like, and passing the ball
it's
to
your
you. Go. Catch it, lift it, take it to a different place. It was hot.
Let me ask all you guys this:
like LeBron coming to the league.
What drew you into improv? Like at your core, like what do you think is the thing that made you want to do improv and stick to it? Since you guys have all seemed to be in the improv scene for a couple years now. We can start with you
because acting it can get kind of hard on you in the auditioning and everything. So improv was a way to kind of let go. But in all honesty, actually, it was a few years ago, UCB was really coming up for commercially. So my agent said to do it. So I already do characters. So I would have done Groundlings, but I actually did UCB because of that. And after that, I just realized I was able to like let go and not just like be on the grind still, but be able to play. Because it was like theater all over again, but also not having to be in like a 6-month commitment.
So is it in a way like therapy for you?
It is.
Okay. How about you, Meg? What do you think what drew you into improv and what do you feel like it does for you and stuff like that?
Similar, where it's like one of those things where it's like, it's between one of these schools, Second City Groundlings or UCB, if you want to develop that craft, particularly just to help you in the acting field. But my merge into that kind of actually came out of depression. Like I was super, super depressed.
Okay.
And I just knew, I was like, I just want to start it. I'm just going to finally commit and do to it. Actually, Simonton kind of inspired that too.
Shout outs to Simonton. He's
Simon.
a fellow improver on the scene.
Oh my
young,
God,
hungry
so
dude.
Amazing.
Hungry literally and figuratively.
I mean, it's just crazy how things kind of came around.
He's always hungry.
But he doesn't.
This nigga budgets $3 like better than I did when I was at his stage in life.
Right.
And yet he still stays so thin.
Was gonna say
you saying I'm getting fat? I'm just kidding. Go ahead, man.
No, Simonton. Simonton, basically, long story short, Simonton was Jeremy Scipio's assistant for a while.
Right.
So that's how I met Simonton, and we started a podcast together. Then Simonton started dibbling in comedy and doing improv, and we knew, and we're like, oh, we're so super supportive. This is great, because now he's finding his own, he's finding his voice, and what he's really going to define in his comedic voice. And then, he brought Marion to me, and we were practicing together, and that's how I met Marion.
Nice.
We practiced together, and then something clicked, and I was kind of going through some stuff, and I was kind of depressed, and then something clicked, and I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to try this improv thing. So I took my first class, and I got the scholarships every year, and I just finally finished the program. So it was just one of those things where it was like.
So would you say you had always kind of like thought about it, then when you were depressed and trying to just figure something to give you life, you're like, let me try this improv? Or was it when you were depressed, but then you were working with Simonton and seeing that he was doing improv, and you were like, maybe I should give this a try? Like, what came first?
Yeah, it was kind of both, but I had done improv back in like 2012, 2013 I started, but it wasn't through UCB. It was through Improv Trick and
Got you.
Some other theater spaces. But it was great, but it was more like, someone who had come from one of those backgrounds teaching their own, methods or whatever have you. So yeah, so Simonton kind of, just kind of ignited like the idea like, well, if Simonton's doing it, I should be doing it. You know what I mean? I should be able to be in there and see what's going on. But I didn't know really what to expect. But after I did one-on-one, I was so hungry for it. And I was like, oh my God, I love it. Because I was getting the thrill out of being able to write on stage and create on stage instantaneously.
Nice.
But then it was also boosting my confidence. And like we have talked about with stand-up, how it's like stand-up is a single sport, and with improv it's a team. So then like having the idea of like working with other people
for sure,
like on a team is what got me excited. And then obviously over time it was like, all right, I'm tired of like trying to get on somebody's team or waiting for someone to ask me to be a part of something or waiting for them to book me on a show or hopefully want to work with me, which is what the birth of Cornbread Kitchen became. Because it's like, if I just put people together who I see play and I know are dope, I can just create my own shit and then go from there. So that's which did stem out of, being depressed and then going to a place of like, oh, this feels good to be around people.
Yes.
Because UCB creates such a community, and it's like it's a safe space for people of color in all genres of everything. But it's really like a place where it's like, you can literally come here, have fun, let go, be free. And on the benefit of it is you're doing that for your own personal growth, but it's also helping you in your craft and career too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How about you, Marion? What do you feel like, what drew you to improv? Like, why do you think you work so hard at it and, trying to do it and stuff like that?
I think for me, most of the things that I do stems from being an African woman. And what I know as our role has always been this idea of sewing together roots and bringing together community. And so as an African woman in America, my thought process is always trying to find the most authentic space to cultivate that. And for me, I move as a social activist with anything in my life.
We know.
Before anything.
You already told us. You said, hey, look, if the cop shot us and shoots me, you know why.
Yeah, and if a cop shoots me, you know why, and then just know I will be coming back as a ghost.
To haunt the motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Call back from last night, ghetto ghosts.
Ghetto ghosts.
I'll see you in Kmart.
Right?
And so that's just kind of how I navigate through my space. And so figuring out that, improv really lends itself to that kind of place where you can merge social activism with art and funniness.
True.
That's pretty dope to me. I think that there's so many great schools of thoughts. And if you're someone that's out there and is looking for a way to shape your voice, I think that And if you're someone that has a very clear point of view, I think that improv lends itself to that. I'm coming from schools like Groundlings, Impro Theater, Second City, and UCB. And one thing that I know to be true is that truth always like there's never really bullshit in truth. Like it just if it's there, you see it for what it is. Like you can't really mix it up. It's just truth. Okay. And I feel like comedy is a place where you can just like play with that and just get uncomfortable and laugh and go back to uncomfortable and sweat and mess up.
I never think about sweat.
You should think about sweat.
Do you sweat a lot on stage?
I sweat all the time.
Okay. You don't have to be doing an end scene?
No, I'm always sweating.
Y'all sweaters? Are you a sweater?
Not really.
No, natural? Okay.
And so, yeah.
I mean, when I'm working out, I sweat.
I was just meaning on stage.
No.
Noah, why do you... Never mind.
No.
That was such a sexy no. I don't know why.
I know.
Darling, no.
And so, like, for me, I think, like, if I could say it, it would be like, ooh, as humans, we shouldn't be... We should find a place to be okay with messing up and failure. And I feel like improv lends itself to that, where it's like, yo, come fuck up a million times. And then after you're, like... 25th year of doing it, you'll get good at it.
Yeah, I hope that's not me, but
and you're still figuring it out.
I mean, well, it's always a work in progress. You know, even the best when they come back to the stage, they might have times where they feel rusty or whatever like that. But then you got to get in the flow. Just like the gym, you got to train and stay in shape. So if you don't improvise or you don't, like me and Meg, we do stand up. If you don't do any of those things, after a while, you'll lose a little bit of it. So you have to kind of like maintain.
It's the gym. Like it's like every time you hit the stage. You know, it's like, it's a workout. And if you're not working out, you know, you get soft.
Yeah. Did you notice the difference in, I guess, your acting once you started doing improv? Like, did you feel like more confident? Or when you shot stuff, did you tolerate yourself when you're watching it, the film? Like, how do you guys feel like, how's improv made you guys better actresses?
Commercially, definitely.
For sure.
I mean, it's funny. I actually did book my first co-star right after with the Mindy Project. And that was such a blessing. Thank you, Mindy. And she's all about bringing on diversity. But actually, commercially, yeah, a lot. Like, I did a lot. Because it's a lot of one-liner. I don't know about everybody else, but when you go out right now, it's a lot of, like, real-life people or one-liners. So it's like, what other ways can you make things different or come up with a button that's different? So for me, that, yes, because I was, like, confident of, like, well, the worst that could happen is it's not funny there. At least, hopefully, your writing's good. That's what I would say. Acting... I think it does help a lot of people. I just don't know if maybe that just wasn't an area I needed help on.
Gotcha.
You get what I mean? Yeah, like the stuff I'm still struggling, I gotta still work in. That's fair.
How about y'all two?
Well, it's kind of the same where it's like in the casting rooms, you're always feeling more confident.
Right.
Ironically, with this recent project that I was just working on in Chicago, in the callback.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you, Lord. God is good. God is good. Thank you, Twiggy Bird. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Anthony Anderson. Thank you, Chris Robinson. Thank you, Uzo. Okay, I'm done.
It's a film you're doing, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, what's funny is in the callback, he first he asked me if I wanted to warm up before the casting director came in because she went to the bathroom. And I was like, okay, sure. But in my mind, I was like, I'm ready. Like, I'm ready to go right now. And she came back in. So I didn't even do the warm-up scene. And she came back in and we did the first take of it. And he just kind of looked at me and he was like, okay. Okay. And he didn't say anything. And she goes, would you like to see her do anything else? And he goes, yeah, just have fun with it. So whenever they give you that freedom, some people choke up because they need a script.
Right.
So it's like when you have that freedom, you're like,
you in go mode. Yeah.
It's like we have, again, why Cornbread Kitchen is so important in creating that space is like keeping yourself ready for those opportunities because you won't feel shaken or like off your rocker. It's like, man, we do this all the time. We're always making shit up. Then on another note, you realize how many people who work in crew and other areas of the film business who may have done improv in the past or may have done it in class or who are very familiar with it but may not do it.
Right.
So we're on set and it's tough for crew especially when you're working night, overnight shoots, so 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. So they, be working on this film for like almost 7 weeks. So it's, it's a lot. And so anyways, we're in between takes, and, when they're doing the takes, like D for Denver, right? And they'll be like, okay, that would take, Denver 3, so they're like marking the takes. And so one of the crew members is like, Denver, and he goes, Denver. And then I go, Denver. And he was like, you're on. He's like, you get me. Yeah. So sometimes stuff like that, just like people just can relate to you, because you're so like free to. And
it keeps the energy up during the shoot.
It keeps the energy up, and people fucking love it. And then, believe it or not, whether they're improvising or not, they'll start improvising with you because they're like, I get what you're doing,
right.
Or you start like using character voices or whatever. They'll like do it with you because it's like it's entertaining. So it like brings people to you.
Make the crew laugh, even when I'm not doing lines or whatever like that, because I always wanted to keep the spirits up, because I know. It's tough to hold them cameras up and adjust that shit and the lighting, and just to get one scene in, and it gets dragging, and so like my thing is like I bring the energy, I bring the fun to the set. So if they're laughing while they're working, and not just when we're doing takes, but if we're just doing other stuff, then I think it's easier to get through the day. So like I always like to even try, even when if I do like PA, I'll be more silly, and like I don't like to tell them that I'm a comedian at first, but like after a while, they get to know me and they see that I'm funny, then they'll ask me what I do, and I'm like, oh yeah, I do that, and they're like, oh, okay, I see it. And then but I don't like to just tell people outright, because it was weird. Like I was doing community service the last couple of weeks, and then like before I was just keep my head on the swivel.
We get it. You've done community service.
Nah, I gotta talk about this shit.
This story.
I gotta get it off my chest, yo.
He has to say this story.
No, I'm not saying that same story. Okay. I'm just saying that like I was very just like I just want to get through this fucking service. I'm not gonna talk to nobody and whatever. But then there's so many cycles that go through the Goodwill, and you just seeing funny shit happen all day. So eventually, I would talk or whatever like that, and I would make the people who were the employees laugh, and then they would like ask me like, "Damn, what do you do?" And then there was like 3 comics that be going to Goodwill, and then they recognized me, so they kind of blew my cover. So they're like, hey, man, you a comedian, man. This motherfucker here been on here working. He ain't been telling no jokes and shit like that. And I'm like, oh, God. I mean,
What about you? How's improv changed you? Because I know you went from not doing improv for a while, and I kind of drug you back in, I should say. So how are you liking what's going on with you?
Improv was purely just something to try, because, I was just doing stand-up in New York a lot, and I was just like, what else is out there? And then I heard about the scholarships, so I got the scholarships. I did all the classes, but I didn't really do the scene. I just jammed a little bit here and there when I didn't feel like performing. And then in LA, you just don't get up as much. And then Tariq was just like, well, if you want to go do a jam, and I was like, oh yeah, I used to jam. So there's not really anything. Initially, I would say that was gratifying about improv. It was just something fun and different to do when I didn't feel like doing stand-up. But, Cornbread's been a very cool thing to do. I always, never minded being a team player. I'm not like somebody who's anti, like, I got to do it solo all the time. So, and it's just good, interacting with people. And, Cornbread, we got a very talented group of people, and everybody's different and bring something to the table. No weak links.
Golly.
Right?
Do you ever have you ever used some of your improv for like stand up?
How so?
Like gotten ideas?
No. It's just two different things.
Yeah.
What I do on improv.
Because some people will say they do, for stand up. Like
it's good for crowd work. Yeah. If you want, I think like if you want to do crowd work, or if you like you have a script, and if you go off script, I will say like, you're still on topic on script. It's called writing on stage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some people say writing on stage, which is to me the closest thing to improv that I would say.
Yeah,
I would say
but you're not going too far where you're already at.
Yeah, I got better probably. riffing and just coming up with stuff on the spot. That I would say that my that pace increased for me after doing improv, but like muscle. It doesn't. Like the muscle. It just I was able to be fine because I always hosted a lot, so that was never an issue in terms of being able to riff. So, but I just it's just fun to do. I really just look at it as like, oh, I'm not doing stand up. I'm doing improv tonight.
For me, I found I love what Viola Davis says about. She's like, that's why I went.
Snot bubble queen, baby.
So that's why I went to Juilliard, so that I could use the tools of acting and then leave it alone when the cameras turn off.
Right. Yes.
She sees like a lot of young bloods that are just like, they do it and then they're wrung out and like drained and like they can't find themselves back or close themselves back up because they've opened up this vulnerable space, but then don't necessarily have the tools to sew it back up. You know what I mean?
They have no personalities.
You know what I mean? It's like, whoa, like, because as an actor, you have to go to these places. Now, how do you get back to Marion? You know, and
it's still hard because with acting.
And if you don't have Juilliard tools, right? I feel like we get to find the tools and whatever's in our faces. And for me, I recognize that, oh, snaps. Just like Chekhov, just like Tennessee Williams, just like Shakespeare, or the work that we're doing with Stellar Adler or all of these other great kinds of acting techniques. Improv lends itself to its own technique.
For sure.
That you can utilize as a tool. If you're not that person that is able to drop $30,000, we're people of color. And we're people of color that get to do this business well, not sort of, but well. So you get to recognize that, hey, if you don't have those tools to be able to drop that dime, you know, or you don't have Tupac's balls and you want to sell drugs and to be like the big, you know, the next big rap star or whatever, and you're just a normal human, because most of us fall in that space of being normal. That's what Hollywood forgets about people of color. We're normal. And that's okay. And if you're that person and you're like, where the hell do I get these tools to be the next Viola? Well, you do have it. It's in front of you. Just go into your local movie theater, and just record Black folks. No, for real. Or just go
or watch YouTube clips of that Snot Bubble scene with Meryl Streep. I mean,
just be an observer in your life and soak in people.
Yeah, like,
you know what
people don't. Yeah, people don't do enough people watching. That's always. I used to do that in the parks. That's fun. I don't know. Anybody like to do that?
That's fun.
It's fun. When you go to New York, you just walk around and you just go to like Washington Square Park, or when you're on the train late at night, and just like watch how they interact with each other. Like,
I always people watching on the train, people watching
amazing
in a park, people watching in the coffee shops are great.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll just watch people and I'm like, I wonder how long they're just gonna look at their phones.
Yeah, you ever seen somebody fight their girl? That shit is the best, yo. One time I was in the Bronx. I was coming back from a gig. We were waiting for another train to get back down to Queens, and we're outside. It's like midnight, Friday night, cold as shit. And then this dude is like, "Yo, bitch, how many fucking times I had to tell you don't touch my shit?" She's like, "Nigga, and then he just smacked her, and we was like, "Oh shit, it got real." No. And then we went into the train after that.
Y'all didn't go.
No, you know why I don't go? Let me tell you why. Because you can try and break it up, and then and the defender, and then she'll get mad at you, and will like take his side.
Well, this is the thing. I was just gonna tell you. This happened outside the Comedy Store. I was shooting like some little like basically I was like shooting some like little docu stuff for myself, like with the Comedy World or whatever. And we're outside the Comedy Store, and you know, like where the marquee sign is, you know, where the lights are, where they put the marquee or whatever. And we're standing over there, and it's a couple, and they're like going at it, and I'm like with the guy who's the videographer, and we're just kind of watching. But I was like, I couldn't watch him because I was like watching them, and I was like, this is weird. And like I had my phone out because I was like ready to call the police at any moment if I had to.
Oh God, I thought you was gonna say World Star. All right.
No, please. So then he finally leaves because they were like arguing, and then I went over and she was like crying, and she like watched me. He's like, "F you," whatever. He's like, "Okay." And I went over. I was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Do you need help? Do you need me to call anybody for you? Do you need an Uber?" And she's like, "No, it's fine." But she was clearly not fine. But it's true because like sometimes they will get mad at you for trying to help them because they're still defending the guy who's putting their hands on her.
Stranger, no. If I saw you know your main thing or whatever hit you, then yeah, I'd interview because you're my friend or whatever or Michael. But random strangers seeing that, I'm watching that shit play out, probably laughing.
Nick,
I'm sorry. Look, there's some shit that's just funny. Like, yo, there was this big dude.
No, wait, can we talk about the night that we went out and then that karma immediately hit that girl?
Oh,
remember?
Outside the Virgil, right?
Wait, and that became people watching, which also became funny.
So me, Meg, my boy Tony, and Tariq, another Cornbread member. Shout out to Tariq. He's been on the show before. So we had to hang out the Virgil. You know, it's a good time. So we step out because I wanted to get like some tacos by the truck. And then there was this like lady with a fat ass standing on the corner. And then like me and Tony, Reek, we like clocking it. Like, and then I was like, who is it, Tariq or Tony? I told him to go, just go talk to her, go holler at her, see what's up. And he was like, nah, man, those probably the girls that be like cocky as hell. I'm like, all right, whatever, you shoot your shot, see what happens. So then she curved him when he tried to say something. And I'm like, we walk over. I'm like, yo, don't worry, man. Karma's going to get her. And then there's an Uber that she was, I guess, waiting for. And then when she walks up to it, I guess some work didn't work out. And then the Uber nigga drove off before she opened the door. Ooh. And we just laughed.
Because she was like, wait.
Oh, no.
But it was wonderful because she had just curved Rico, or my boy, and then the Uber like left her like right in the dust. And she was like literally about to open the door and then the car just drove off.
He probably, I think she was looking for him, I think.
Yeah.
And then by the time she walked up, he probably had just canceled it and drove off. So she was just in the street.
In the street, ass out and everything.
Lord.
It was good. It was a big ass. I'm not gonna lie.
Nick,
You.
Ladies, don't worry.
I just hear Marianne.
Marianne's the mother of the group, so she's the one. I think she's the only one with kids in our group.
That's right. Big ups to
Mother Mary. That's why I always call you like the
Seth Cakes.
Seth Cakes, a.k.a. 11. Word to your mother.
Oh my God.
Like really, word.
She knows where you sleep.
Y'all trying Cardi bird calls.
Sound like pigeons.
How you balance being a mom and then doing it? Because I mean, you know, some of us in the group we have relationships.
Like, real talk.
Some of us, are bachelors out here doing our thing. Some of us are thotting. But you, Marion, are the mother and boot up. You're engaged, right?
I am engaged. Yeah. I think that helps being engaged. I think for me, it always goes back to community and village. And so I legitimately cannot do it alone. And I have to recognize that and and take the help. You know?
You're prideful. I know African women, you be so prideful. You don't want no help.
I don't want any help. Okay. But I have to take the help.
You have to take some help sometimes.
And also give myself a break.
For sure.
I think that women try and do it alone and they think, it's me, it's up to me, it's up to me. And it's like every single time I'm always saying, it's not up to me. It's up to my 70-year-old father. It's up to my 27-year-old sister. It's up to my, I'm not going to say his age.
Yeah, you age dropping like a motherfucker.
Fiance. It's up to, the Latin lady across the street that'll be like, tienes un taco, por favor? And I'll go, sí, por favor. Gracias. It's up to, every single person it's up to my son's father. It's up to his abuelita. The list of people that are behind me that make it possible for me to walk outside and do this privileged thing that I get to do is like a crazy long receipt list. Mm-hmm. And I have to recognize that and say that that's why I'm able to do it.
Gotcha.
I'm not, there's nothing cute to me about being a superwoman. There's nothing cute about it. I don't want it. Maybe I look like it from the outside, but I certainly am not it. I'm very, very broken and allow that. So that I can take help when I see it.
For sure.
If that makes sense.
That's good that you can recognize that. Yeah. How about you two? Any little baby cornbreads on the way?
Yeah, we got the corn dogs, which is an extension of Cornbread Kitchen, and those are the mascots of Cornbread Kitchen, the corn dogs.
The corn dogs.
Me and Imani talked about it last night. I was like, "Hey, dog, the cornbread dogs," and she goes, "Corn dogs." I go, fucking corn dogs. There it is. It's already written. It's already done.
You're an animal lover too?
Yeah, but I have a cat.
You're a cat girl.
And he's Simba. Actually, I'm a dog girl, but I say I'm an animal person.
Yeah.
Animals over people. I literally have a website that I
Wait, what does it have to be? Cat woman, dog girl.
Cat woman, dog girl. Yeah, why can't they be dog woman?
Why can't it be cat man?
How ironic
cat man,
like that.
Cat guys.
Well, I do say this though. Cats are still teenagers and dogs are toddlers. It's that innocence of, because they're both innocent, but more of legitimately, I cannot go to the bathroom unless she takes me out. Help me. And the cat's yo, You clean my stuff. Your job is to take care of me.
That's a good analogy.
Yeah, like I think like those are like the difference because I love both. Like animals are the best.
Nick don't care about animals.
Okay, first off, Nick, I literally think you're on the borderline of a sociopath.
You might.
All right, define sociopath. What makes me a sociopath?
Someone who does not love animals. Like I have came to this conclusion. Like yes,
I don't love kids either, though.
That's what even goes on. I'm not a big kid person, but you top it off, Nick.
But I mean, I just don't care for animals. I'm not in. Look, I'm staying.
You don't hurt animals. You just
I'm staying with someone who has an animal. I don't like kick it or curse at it when they're not there. Like you little fucking shit. Like I don't do that.
No, but he will walk away.
Business.
Yeah, you
Absolutely.
walk away. You like intentionally.
I will look away. Like get off me. Get off my toe. I don't dig the whole dogs licking.
Okay, guys, can we watch
body parts?
a sketch video of like a dog watching Nick?
What kind of animal is it?
I don't know this shit. This is some big ass dog.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. She has a dog.
I think it's a service dog. But it doesn't matter the size. Like where I was staying recently, my boy, he decided to get a little dog, and then the motherfucker's like pissing and shitting everywhere. And y'all like, I see him and his girl happy to clean. I'm like, y'all like this shit? Like, you just shit it on your fucking rug. This is cute, right?
Well, you sound like the aliens.
This is dumb to me. I don't
You sound
understand.
like if the aliens were to come back to Earth, they would think that dogs are gods.
I guess.
God spelled backwards is dog.
Actually, that's a good point.
No.
And back in the day, like Egyptians,
And
like they worshiped like the cats
serve
and that.
dogs.
No, you're right. And like in the Egyptian
worship
time,
dogs.
there's like the cats were like the guardians. Actually, she has a good
I'm not
point.
serving no fucking animal. Okay, that can't speak English. All right?
And actually, the Egyptian god, one of them, has the dog face. You guys know what I'm talking about?
remember.
The Sphinx or whatever. Yeah.
Sphinx.
But it's just a lot of maintenance. It's a lot of unnecessary stuff. They cost a shitload of money. I see you guys taking your dogs to the vets.
It's cheaper than a human dog. A human baby, you got a human dog. It's cheaper than a human baby because you got to send them to college. You got to buy diapers. You got to keep buying clothes because they're going to keep outgrowing them. With dogs, all you got to do is get their shots updated once a year. Okay, food every month. It's like $30. You know,
Who wants to spend an extra $30 out here? We struggling out here, son. Like that's EBT money right there.
Dog is a cheaper version.
That's like 6 Uber rides if you catch it at the right time.
Can you EBT and Uber? I mean, can you use
I don't think
EBT
you
for
can do
Uber?
that.
I don't think
we can translate that yet.
Okay, could that be like the funniest sketch ever of like trying
Uber EBT card? No, they just have an Uber pass you could get.
Oh,
So
are
Uber
you being
pass.
serious?
Yeah, there's Uber pass. You can.
What you mean?
They have you put like a bunch of money down and it's like a bunch of rides for the month. So you can.
Oh,
like,
for real?
For real. No shit. There's an Uber
Like
pass.
Yo,
bus
I need to
pass.
get up on this like
Where you
food stamp
been at, Noah?
stuff. Hey, how much did I use?
Huh?
I don't make no money. Like,
There
why
is
am I
like
not
a
on this?
reduced fare card.
Right.
There's a reduced fare card.
Yeah.
that
I mean,
you're
I don't
able
use
to-
Uber not that enough, and I do feel bad. Like
a prepaid.
Megs, like I give you props. I don't know how you be Ubering all the time. Like y'all, that's
mean?
way too expensive.
Oh.
I mean,
No.
Megan has a village of people who give her rides too, though. So let's not.
Hold on.
Down there.
First of all,
Not that we mind giving Meg a ride because Meg is the homie, but it's not like she's spending like all of her income on
First
Uber
of all,
rides.
you don't know what I'm spending on my Uber rides.
I didn't say I did. I just said you also have
no. You just said
assistance.
you don't spend most of your money on Uber rides. You don't know what I spend on anything. Number one, number two, I don't have a village of niggas giving me rides. You may have given me a couple rides here or there, but nigga, you offered. So let's get the
Nigga, you
facts
asked me to
straight.
though. Nigga, you asked me to.
Because it's a part of your debt for something that I did for you, and you owed me rides.
It's not. Look, let's not get into debts and
Yeah,
owe and
exactly.
favor.
You see how he like to try to bring it up, but when the receipts come out, he don't want to
There's no
acknowledge the
receipts.
receipts.
I've offered.
Nigga, I helped you with the self tape, and you and we
And I said I
came
get
to
you
the
for Uber
conclusion that
rides.
we'll have rights. So then, nigga,
But
don't
even
bring
if
up.
there's no
But
self-tape,
don't bring up no
the
rides. Say
point-
she got niggas giving her rides.
The point. I said village.
Nigga,
I didn't say niggas.
First of all, nigga,
village is a different term than niggas.
Secondly, nigga, there's a business card on my Uber account.
There you go.
So get into the facts.
But what are the facts besides me saying that you have a village of people who also?
Because I don't have a village of people, nigga. Get your facts right.
If it's
That's my
how
point.
many, Marion, you're from Africa. How many people does
Okay,
it take
so
for a village?
What's a village?
What is this? If you have more than 2, that's a village, right?
What's a village,
Have more
man?
than 2, there is a village.
See?
If
Village
you
of
have
niggas.
more than 3, there is a
Village
village.
of friends, village of
If you
family.
have 4,
I'm just saying
there's a
she doesn't.
village.
It's
If
not
you
like she's
have
spending
5,
all of your money on
there's a
Uber. I'm saying
village.
that's not the case.
Yes.
You don't know what
Am I right or am I wrong?
You're wrong.
So you spend all your money on Uber?
I'm not spending all my money on Uber because that would be insane. But I do spend a lot of money on Uber.
Yeah, I'm not denying that, but I'm saying
spend about
also...
$1,700 a month on Uber.
Oh, thank you for sharing.
You're welcome, because it seemed like you wanted to know.
Oh, I was just saying we have help giving you a ride too. So luckily,
You've
you
given
don't have
me
to
rides
spend all
because
of
you've
your
offered,
money.
and the only reason I've asked you for rides because it's a part of your severance package from helping
Okay,
you to
guys,
self-tape.
all I
package
would
is
say
fine.
was I give y'all props for
Right.
those who got an Uber.
I've been in her
I
shoes
love you
before.
guys.
It's not like
it's,
I haven't.
It's convenient at times, but
It
I
is.
am at that point where I'm probably going to just buy a car soon. But I mean,
It's convenient, but
It's tough.
I stopped driving my Jeep because it took a lot of gas and whatever the case, and then it's the parking.
You got a
and shit.
Jeep? Oh shit.
Yeah, nigga. Okay. That's why I said you act like you know my tea and you don't even know if it's mint, Moroccan,
I'm just surprised.
or
I didn't
Earl
take you.
Grey.
I didn't take you for a Jeep girl. You taking it the wrong way.
You don't even know if it's an Earl Grey or what.
I didn't know
got
what
a Jeep.
you were.
Yeah, I got a Jeep Cherokee.
Too.
That's a nice car.
But here's the thing: it takes
Women
too much,
love Jeeps. I
It
didn't
takes
realize
too much
that.
gas, bro. It's great, but it takes way too much gas. And then it started having these issues with like leaks and shit. So I was like, "Fuck
What
it."
you say, Mary?
Talking about the tea.
Girl, you talking about the tea? Maggie be taking my intentions wrong. She be just taking it the wrong way.
Who?
You be taking it the wrong way. I'm not coming for you.
Nigga, you be in the kitchen trying to throw the steam, and then you be like, "Why are you so hot up in the kitchen?"
I was not
Nigga,
throwing
we all in the
steam.
kitchen.
I've
It
never
gets
made
hot.
tea
You
before,
gotta-
Meg.
but
I don't even.
Well, you got to deal with the heat.
That's just
There is no heat. There's no heat.
It's very
It is so hot. We're in a Southern Baptist church. It's
I bring up Jeep because I didn't think you were somebody who rides a Jeep. But it doesn't mean you couldn't afford a Jeep. I'm not
No, the
knocking
Jeep
your
is cool.
financial status at all.
No, the fact is that I haven't gotten rid of the Jeep yet.
Oh, okay.
But what I'm saying is, when you look at the numbers, I am spending more money on Uber, which I may as well just buy another car.
Right. And I've been
But
without
it
a
is
car. I used to take the
convenient.
bus
Uber is
out
so
here. I used to take the
convenient.
train. I used to take Uber. Like I feel you. Like it, it does.
It's very
I think
convenient just to get dropped off and not have to worry about parking or tickets or towing.
I'm pretty sure that if we did like a budget, y'all,
Yeah.
the same amount that we do with cars and without
It's the
cars
same.
is the same.
It is.
Actually, she's right. With parking tickets, let me tell you
Well, you
guys
get-
what
you
I
get
do get.
tickets.
Parking tickets.
Okay, let me tell you.
You don't be checking your meter.
Before I got my Jeep,
First off, yes, I did.
You be piling up tickets and fines by the city of LA. Whose fault is that?
First off, I've only had a couple, and those things do add up when you don't realize.
I feel you.
And sometimes, I don't know if you guys ever seen that like meme that they have on Facebook, and it's like all those parking signs in one. You're like, so which one is it?
No, look. I knock you, but look, this is a nigga who did community service that got out of paying a fine. So I'm not acting like as if I don't get in trouble with tickets and shit either. I'm just.
But I do
side-eyed
agree
me.
that I think like over time though you do.
well, no, because you're right. I was gonna say before I got the Jeep, I did the same calculations, and I was like, let
Okay.
me just. I was doing the math side by side, and it's pretty much the same, if not like a difference of like $100 when you're considering like
Maintenance.
average gas, average maintenance,
Maintenance.
average
Insurance.
shit, average ticket. Like just average yourself getting 1 to 2 tickets a month.
Insurance.
Insurance
And
Registration.
on the car.
registration, right? And so I don't know. It is convenient, but it's expensive because when I was in New York, I was Ubering. Well,
New York is way worse than out here.
It's way worse. Well, last Christmas I got a car, but then I rented a car between just going between Connecticut and New York. But then it's like the parking is retarded.
During the day, it's retarded. Yeah. it's
and
ridiculous.
then with the Ubers, it's expensive because
some days,
just-
it's like you can't leave.
Wait, don't you take the train in New York? Isn't that what's more?
you can,
for?
but at night I don't be feeling
it's
like
dangerous. I've been learning.
I don't be feeling like doing all of that.
And
Like let me
It's a
take
lot,
a Uber.
especially on women. It's a lot.
And those
Yes.
possum rats that are the size.
Huge.
Those rats. Look, I don't like animals,
Little
but those rats don't
babies.
harm you.
They're too big, bro.
and those
They are
rats.
on steroids. Those rats are on steroids. I'm not gonna.
I always wonder that's where like Ninja Turtles like obviously got the concept
For sure.
Seeing. You know what I
It
mean?
was some
like,
motherfuckers
obviously.
smoking weed who took a trip to New York,
Yeah,
and when
like-
they saw that rat, and
Like, let's get it.
No, in low key, I remember the first time when I went to New York a couple years ago. We went to Niagara Falls, and then we like did the whole road trip across.
Yeah.
When I did see that rat, I was like, "Oh, they ain't kidding! Like this thing is like a miniature dog."
it's not your average size rat.
No, that's not a rat, bro. Like that has to be like a rat.
I low key felt like those rats like were winking at me. And making fun
Yeah,
of me, 'cause
they're
I
like
was just
dogs,
and they're just like,
and they're chill. That's
good.
what scared me. It did not run away.
didn't run
Yes,
away.
why
It
would
was
you
like,
run it?
yeah, it was good.
They're not shy.
We're on the same terminal track.
Yeah, not
I'm
cool.
surprised he ain't ask you for a bus token.
Yes.
Like, what's
Yo,
cracking?
what you looking at, nigga? You want to give me that? Like, what you looking at?
You ever had a rat in your apartment?
No, I actually haven't.
I have to put out. I used to have to put out rats for my grandmother. That's my grandmother's one of the toughest people I know. But the one thing
Rats
she
or
can't
mice?
deal with is rats. So we would or mice. We catch them on the traps. Rats too, and then I would put them away. Like
It's
there's
so
like
bad.
there's like a glue, and then you just see it stick to them, and you just watch it die because it's like struggling to leave the trap.
Come on, bro.
And then it starts,
Dude,
but it starts to
bro,
stink like after
are
like 2
you
days.
Like,
It happened
dude,
once.
you
I enjoy
wonder
it,
why
though.
I think you're a sociopath, kind of.
I kill flies. I love
You're
swatting flies.
If y'all
I
could
love
see his smile
washing
right
lizards
now.
down the shower drain. It's
Talking
so
about
good.
Washing
killing animals.
lizards?
Dude, what's
In Florida, when I
wrong
lived in
with
Florida, so
you?
like there'd be lizards in the bathtub, so I used to like sprinkle the shower and just catch them until it goes down the tub drain.
Bro, that's not funny. Why would you hurt an
All right, let me ask you something. Do you kill ants and roaches?
No.
You don't kill roaches?
I don't kill none because I don't touch that.
Okay, all right then, my bad. I was ready to come for you, but you obviously you
Well,
don't
can I
kill
tell you
any
something,
animals.
Nick?
Period.
Can I tell you something, Nick?
Tell me something, Meg.
Somebody I heard or read somewhere that whatever you kill in your present life will haunt you in the afterlife.
That's
dude, you
fair.
gonna have a lot of lizards.
I'm skeptical about the afterlife, so whatever happens, happens.
All right.
It could just be eternal sleep when we die.
It's
so,
fair.
for all we know,
It's fair.
nobody knows.
Well, when
I'm
the
gonna
rest
take
of
my
us have-
chances and not kill no roaches because
Me too.
ain't nobody got
So
time
you don't
for
kill
them.
ants, you don't swat flies,
I don't go after
mosquitoes, nothing.
nothing.
You kill mosquito?
No, but I will tell you what I will kill. Actually,
you spray
Now
mosquitoes?
I'm scared.
Do you
is
spray?
spiders?
Have you killed a spider?
I haven't, but I'll have Justin.
Have you? So that's still murder then.
That's what
you
I
put
did.
somebody up to it. Nigga, you an accomplice to murder. Don't give me that shit.
So mine will be like the hitman of the spider. Will be in my afterlife.
Not even a hitman. You didn't even pay your boo. You just coerced it with your boo to
yeah.
kill him.
I
You're,
lived-
you're a murderer.
I
Noel.
lived in the Bay Area in a house
Some
with like one of my
OJs.
good friends, and she was a pack rat, and so there was so much stuff in her space
I'm not
that
scared.
it brought a rat in, and then the rat was chilling in her space for a low key time, and then comes into Marion and Seth Cake's room that is
Seth
immaculately clean.
And then what happened?
So what happened was Seth and I were watching a movie, and Seth, being like the 3-year-old that he is like, "Oh, Mom, there's Mickey." I was like, "Nah, we're watching Princess Frog. What you talking about?"
Ain't no Mickey in there.
Mickey, Mommy, Mickey. I said, "What?"
Look at that rat staring at you.
Mickey was hanging out under our bed, chilling.
Wait, in your bed?
Under the bed.
Under the
Like
bed.
Seth being a kid naturally is like hanging off shit, like climbing stuff and like
I don't think he's talking to
I'm like, what you
Mickey.
talking about Mickey for?
Mickey.
I'm like, we're not watching Mickey right now?
Mickey.
I was
Yeah.
so
What you
mad.
talking about?
He was like, Mommy, Mickey.
We talking about, she's like, we watching Princess
and
and
the
the Frog. Okay.
I was so mad.
Favorite Disney movie? Go.
Ooh, Pocahontas.
Why?
Honestly, the raccoon.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, and she was like what I was closest to like resembling to who I was because we didn't have Princess in the
Tiana yet.
No,
I got you.
Jasmine was second closest.
That's fair.
What's the second closest?
Aladdin was Jasmine. I always
Okay.
dressed up as her,
Got you.
but I being Native American, it was Pocahontas.
I feel you. How about you, Meg's favorite Disney movie?
I don't know, man.
1, 2. If you can't have a 1, you can have a 1A, 1B.
It's hard.
Well, obviously, it's my number one, Lion King.
Okay.
That's fun.
Same for
Lion
me.
King's kind of always been my number one. I've always seen myself playing Simba on Broadway at some point. I want to be like the first female to play Simba. Anyway,
Marion,
Simba,
favorite Disney.
and then
Oh, you weren't done,
sorry,
my bad.
no, I was just gonna say number 2 would probably be Aladdin for sure.
Aladdin,
yeah.
So we're all like in the same range.
I feel like for me, definitely Lion King first because I'm African. And my dad, oh my God, you see my dad tear. A 6'3" African man, like tear from watching Lion King.
When Mufasa dies?
Oh my
Okay,
God.
first off,
It's a done deal.
even when Scar dies, I cry.
I don't cry for Scar. Fuck that nigga.
Okay, first off, we know you didn't cry for nobody.
Nigga killed, we're talking in the context of the story. The
In
nigga
all
killed his
honesty,
brother.
You're right, but everyone deserves another chance and it's an animal. Like low key,
See, that's
this
how you get
could've
killed
been
because
a
you giving
human,
fucking
and I
savages
would've been like,
second
whatever.
chances. That's how
The
you die.
lion?
No, but then my
is sad.
other favorite is Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, wait.
And you guys, that part, like when she's walking through the village and she's got books and they're like, Gaston.
Oh yeah, Gaston.
I take that back. Beauty and the Beast probably is my ultimate
love
like
it.
fairy tale. So if we're saying Disney, it's different, but fairy tale,
Beauty and the Beast is in Disney?
it is, but it's fairy tale. And she falls in the fairy tale
gotcha.
because you're right. Because my wedding was even based off of Beauty and the Beast, Cinderella. Because it was based
You had
off,
a
like,
Beauty and the Beast themed wedding?
Yeah.
That is cool. All right, I get
Not
that's
like
what's up.
not like a kid, like, but it's like chandelier.
Oh,
it was
got
like
you.
all gold.
Yeah, the setting in Beauty and the Beast was like
Epic.
top-notch animated interior designing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like us both being like mixed and different. So yeah.
It's hard to top Lion King though. Like
Yeah,
Lion King
I
is a
agree.
full ass
Disney was
on
a good one.
franchise because when you go to like Europe, like in Germany, like they still
Yeah.
they have Lion King on Ice. They have like this whole dome like dedicated to Lion King, and they have like a ship boat like cruise like Lion
right.
King
For sure.
The Lion King cruise
That had the most songs. You know what bothers me is how they tried to do the Lion King 2 and that was so trash.
It wasn't bad with
When the Scar's son comes up.
What's his name?
Oh
Tofu-
yeah.
And he leads-
Scar's son.
And then
That's
all
right.
his Scar's
they
family
have
from the
the-
shadows try to have him overthrow Simba and
Well,
shit.
they also have the animation one. Not
That's what I'm
obviously
talking
they're
about,
all
the
animation.
animated
Well,
one.
they have like the cartoon version.
Now they have
which
the
is-
Lion Guard.
Or that's what I mean, the Lion
What?
Guard. Yeah,
There's a
that's
guard?
what it
There's
is.
a
It's a
bunch of,
lion.
like-
No, but it's the Lion Guard.
They just
It's-
lowering the bar now. First
it's
you go
all
to
of
King,
the
now he
kids.
guards. Now it's gonna be Lion Peasant in like 5
Well,
years.
they guard the
I'm just kidding.
den.
I'm kidding.
No, you're not.
Maybe.
All I know is I love that part where Scar's like,
The lion.
"Sarabi," and then like,
Goofy movie though. Goofy movie is
Oh my God! I'm sorry. That was the
Powerline Man. Tevin Campbell. That was,
low key. That's when I had
You
like
live
a
for
crush
those songs, the
on
beginning
an
and the
animated,
end.
and you were like, "Why do I like you?"
Max.
But I don't know. Yeah,
Max
Max.
is
Like I
hot.
like you, but you're not right. Like that's not
the swag ain't there.
I crushed on Max.
Yeah, it's like how did you explain? But even like like the guys crushed on the girl too. Like right.
I crushed on
if we go-
animated Robin Hood.
If we break down like favorite Disney things that we were attracted
Aladdin,
to.
yo.
Yeah, the girl from Goofy
Right,
movie
'cause
would
she
definitely
was.
she was hot.
Max was.
Who was another one that was hot? This is if we're all embracing the animal
yeah,
traits.
we're just obviously there now.
Well, there was some hot ones. Jasmine from Aladdin could get it.
Yeah, I was saying Aladdin for us. I think.
Get
for
it,
girl.
yeah. I would snatch that.
If I was also a fox, I would fuck with animated Robin Hood.
Yeah, that was. A good
I haven't
one.
seen that. I gotta take a look at that
Bomb
one.
one.
You know which one I hated?
Robin
I
Fox.
never cared for Bambi. Bambi was like the most boring.
I
shit
love
ever.
Bambi, but I cried. That's just too hard, dude. Right away, you just kill. Like that's just, dude. No.
I just don't remember what happens after the mom dies. Is that at the end or in the beginning? Like, what did
That's
he
the
do after
beginning.
that? And then what does he do?
So you know what movie you probably don't remember then? Dumbo.
Dumbo.
Yeah. But see, I.
Dumbo, I didn't care for either.
But no, now I realize it's very racist.
Everything with Disney is super undertone.
No, but that one was an undertone. They were just racist.
Against Dumbo because he had big
Dumbo,
ears.
the only black character that they perceive to even be on there is the crow that is like from the other side. Even my grandma said, she's like, dude, it's obvious. Like,
They're
they went there.
They're like,
And yeah, they give him even the accent like he's like, it's like off of a saying. Like, they're like cricket or
So
whatever.
Dumbo was
It's messed
racism.
up.
Pinocchio was lying, being a lying ass nigga.
Dude, no one else gets scared about that. Like, my grandma would freak me out.
Oh,
About
my parents used to use that. Oh, if you don't tell the truth, Nicola, your nose is going to go like Pinocchio. You want that? You want that?
No.
I used to think Casper was kind of fine.
Oh, first off,
Really?
kind of fine.
The one with Robin Williams, the first Casper?
She's so right. He was so sexy when he came alive.
Oh, the little boy Casper. So now we're going to live action.
Well, he was both
but
kind
Ghost.
of.
Yeah, but Ghost.
Are you talking about the actual ghost you thought was
yeah.
cute, or the
Yeah,
when he
the
became a
ghost-
person?
Well, both because
I
it was
feel
played
you,
by
Meg.
it was played by Jonathan Taylor Thomas, and
Oh, yeah,
I had
he-
the
all right.
biggest crush on
No,
JT.
I can't hate. He was that nigga in the '90s for Disney.
Yeah,
for
because
Disney
who didn't?
kids.
And he was just so sexy.
Yeah, I was Mighty Ducks. Mighty Ducks is my shit. If we go in live
Love
action,
Mighty Ducks.
Right.
I would say D2 when they played in the Olympic Games when they go to like California
What
and they go against
about
Iceland and
Toy
shit.
Story, but Toy Story is Pixar.
What about
That's not Disney.
What about first?
No.
Oh, Pixar is different, right?
Because that's
Pixar
like
It's
is
the
under
the 3D stuff.
yeah.
So like Shrek.
like
and,
Nemo.
Pixar is under DreamWorks.
Okay, I would go with Shrek for, and if we going into that Pixar
yeah.
shit, that's
Yeah,
fine.
but see, they don't have cute characters. They're
I
cute.
love like all those '90s boy movies, like Blank Check, First Kid.
Oh, let's go there. Okay, I remember Blank Check.
Okay, so man, you
That
and me
chick
would've
committed
been having the
pedophilia when
same
she kissed him on the
crushes,
mouth
like-
at the end. The
was the
FBI
one-
agent.
Oh, you're
yeah.
right. They do.
She kissed him in the lips.
Too.
and he takes it. Yeah.
He was like he was respectful. He didn't try and get no tongue. He just like had a lip to lip.
Well, remember the Olsen twins? I used to watch them.
It Takes Two.
Yeah, I like all of them.
I never got into them.
Sister was
They're
my
so
thing.
Parent
rich.
Trap.
The
Parent
Olsen
Trap,
sisters are so rich, and then their sister, what's her
She's
name?
killing it in the Avenger movies.
Elizabeth Olsen
Yeah.
is
Scarlet Witch.
killing
They were
it.
so good.
She's
But
good.
the
She
Olsen
looks like she
sisters-
eats food.
Well, the Olsen sisters, once they stopped doing those,
Franchise.
the franchise movie stuff, they branched off to do their own clothing line,
Oh, they
which
rich,
is
yeah.
doing
Well, they were the
very,
first
very
ones to
well.
bring-
They
into
were really
Walmart. They were the first
ones
smart to bring-
set the pace for that celebrity culture of merchandise.
Yeah.
But to bring it to the average public, which was so
Right.
brilliant.
Yeah,
was
They
They
bring
will
it to
never
Walmart.
not be eating. Let's just
You
put
bought
it
that
that way.
stuff?
trying to remember. I feel like that
really cute
stage,
line.
I don't think I did because I think that's like when the age category of like you watch their movies, but you weren't. It's kind of like Hannah Montana. Like
I was even Stevens.
I wasn't even Stevens. Like she was too much. We're the same age. I'm not going to wear that. Versus
really?
like that's so Raven. She was a little bit older that I was like I will wear what she wears. Even Stevens, what she would wear.
but Ashley and Mary Kay Olsen's line was bomb.
It was.
So you bought this shit.
It had like bell bottom.
Honestly, like it
I
was
was a
very
tomboy.
expensive,
Oh,
but I would shop for their jewelry because I'd be like, okay, this is kind of affordable.
So
but
you
like,
save up.
well, it wasn't even like an out of the way thing, but like the designs were actually really, really nice. Like it's like high end.
Yeah, wasn't it high end?
I would say it's kind of like a higher end like Zara in a way. But
the
it
way we
was
felt about
expensive.
H&M before they got racist. Huh? Like we liked H&M shit, but we
Wait, so
like,
are we
it was
still
kinda
like
cool.
against H&M right now? Do they ever?
You're not
say
supposed to be
anything?
shopping there,
We're not
nigga.
supposed to be shopping there.
You've been shopping
You're
there.
not
I have not been
supposed to
shopping
No, I
there.
haven't shopped there.
Okay, good for you.
No, I really haven't. Because
I've
I
been
remember
slowly
saying
throwing
that. I
mine
told my
away.
grandma that.
No, Forever
Hold
21.
up.
Dude,
Dude, don't play me on Forever 21. I'd be loving.
I'm not playing you. I'm saying they haven't shown, but until otherwise, they're the equivalent to.
But did H&M ever
You don't
say
think so?
anything on it?
Wait, what'd you say?
Forever 21.
they
You don't think
did.
they're like
Style.
on H&M's level?
So they did.
Forever 21.
Not really, no.
No.
I love.
I
Forever
mean, I
21.
kind of feel like they were on the same level, but now Forever 21, they had the XXI brand and they've really expanded out. And I think by them like touching down like in Europe and like branching out, like the quality of the material is like okay to like not great, but they do have like some lines that are a little better.
Yeah, but
If that
H&M,
makes sense.
their quality was like you watched them
Yeah,
jeans
but
like
it was
2 times.
cheap. That's but that's why you were okay because you paid like 10, 15
Right, that's
bucks.
true.
But
Yeah, yeah.
but Forever 21 does have like an array. Like you can find some cute finds in there. Like that's like decent. But it's not. You don't want your whole closet to be Forever 21. Like
feel
you
you.
can find some little knickknacks. In
Where y'all
there.
like to shop at? What do y'all? Because Maggie, you put yourself well together well. Marion, you have your Afrocentric style that you rock. Noelle, you rock your stuff too. So like, what do you guys?
Random.
You're really random. You don't have a specific kind of thing.
I mean, like, well, like for audition stuff, it's like Forever 21 and H&M you ended up going towards because you needed like very basic but trendy. But for me, honestly, because I grew up as a tomboy, I guess like very like either I'm very casual, as you guys would probably say, or I'm very dressed up. I don't know.
You're either very casual or you're very sexy.
Yeah, maybe trendy is.
It's like, boom. Am I wrong?
No, you're.
Silence.
I don't know.
I was taking,
Marion's
I'm taking
funny.
in what you're saying.
I guess that would be
That's
more
right.
my. Yeah, I mean, but growing up, it was Abercrombie Hollister.
Oh, you an Abercrombie girl.
Oh, my
Interesting.
gosh,
You would have
if it
fit really
wasn't
well in
Abercrombie.
Haiti. That was like all the Haitians my age, they always Abercrombie.
Yeah,
like it was.
Abercrombie.
Yeah, it was weird because when I go over there, it was so different because when my cousins were coming up, like we teenagers, whatever, like that, it was the baggy era in the States. And then my family, whew, they was litting into me. I had braids and shit at one point, and they was like, "Why are you dressing like a nigga?" Wearing those baggy, saggy clothes. Ugh. And in retrospect, you look back at some of the footage, and you like when you see like NBA All Star Weekends from like 2003, it's like, yeah, baggy was kind of like, ugh. I'm glad I went a little Euro. My shirts feel a little bit more fit now.
Fit,
My jeans are
tight.
like slim fit. You know what I'm saying?
I know how opposite is that. We went from like that really because our
90s was super baggy. Yeah.
Because even girls, you know that like I wish this could come back. This would be like if I could say my
When girls used to wear like the
style,
baggy jeans, like Aaliyah.
Well, yeah, Aaliyah is like my ultimate style. Like the baggy pants and like the belly chain and like the crop top I
Bring
go
it
with.
back now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like even like my overalls, that's like more my style.
Right.
Bring it back.
But girls are showing too much ass and the
No,
tight fit and fashion
exactly.
over. I don't know.
I know.
It's gonna be tough.
But I'm working it, Marion. I'm bringing it back. I can think us all do the 90s back.
Yeah.
We all love the 90s.
I love bell bottoms.
Oh, I did love me
Anytime
some
I
bell
can
bottoms,
get-
colorful
I do
ones.
see you like to do the bell bottoms thing.
If I can
Especially
find
flower
some,
ones.
I hold on to them forever. I do.
I hope you get to do a
I have
70s
so
movie
many
one day.
bell bottoms that I just have not.
I'm taking
brought
that.
back.
I'm taking.
You don't rock the bell bottoms that often?
She said she
You don't
has
rock
them.
them?
I have so many, and I just haven't.
Gotcha.
They're like packed in storage, like in Alabama.
Yeah.
But now I mix my style up, so I might hit up Zara for some stuff. They have a semi-annual sale right now, guys. If you guys want some $20 things,
Hey.
plug in Zara.
Wait, really? $20 stuff?
Yes,
Okay.
and I love Topshop, Top Man.
Do you still pay on your storage in Alabama for your stuff? I got a storage unit in Pasadena.
It's not a storage unit. It's like at my it's at my house.
Oh, you good then?
So just like
Oh,
You have to pay a month?
I got a unit in Pasadena, so like I have a bike that I'm probably never gonna ride again that's in there, and then like couple
I'm
boxes
thinking about doing a
of shit.
garage sale. Y'all want to go in on this? We can like bring all this stuff to my place.
I think it's a good
I have a
idea.
garage.
I'm down.
You know what I mean? I was thinking like the end of the summer, and then if you want to bring whatever, then like whatever your stuff is, you sell.
I think that's a great idea.
Okay, maybe I might do this.
You know, I'm a hoarder.
I'm a hoarder too.
hold
I can't
everything
let
in.
go of
I
it,
don't
but
know
we
how to
can
let
help
go of
each
shit.
other. We'll help each other.
Okay. Let's talk about it.
In other words, we'll leave like one thing because I probably will not get rid of it.
I probably should put that bike up. It's a nice bike. I just don't get to fucking use it.
You should put it up on Craigslist.
Yeah.
And then you can sell it real quick.
Okay.
People buy bikes all the time.
But think about it though, because
that's why you're
bikes
the
are
boss, man.
expensive. So really think about if you want to sell this. Because if it's a good bike and all
I ride around so much, I never have time to ride the bike. And like I'm still transitioning in terms of like getting my own spot. So like until I can settle in for once, then it's not ideal to have the bike. But I got so much shit in that unit. I'm just like, damn, I'm paying like $100+ a month on that.
Dang, really?
Yeah, it's a lot. They up it every year annually. Like it's what's the one?
Public storage.
Public storage. I'm with that one. So we're gonna wrap this up. What do you guys have coming up? This comes out Thursday. So anything after Thursday, feel free to plug and share where you're gonna
Well, we
be
have
at.
the sketch slam because we're the champions because we just won that.
Nobody from is gonna be able to make it.
That's next month.
Oh, it's next month.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
That's right. Isn't it next month that we perform?
July.
So we won Sketch Slam, listeners. We competed and we did some sketches that Marion wrote. Anybody else wrote some sketches on that one? Or was it we did all yours?
Those are Marion's.
So yeah, we did some sketches. We won. So we get to defend our title. Do we have a date on that?
It's around July 11th.
something.
Yeah, I think it is.
Don't let me lie.
Okay, we don't know.
You can check it out on the Facebook Cornbread, Facebook.com/Team Cornbread.
Team Cornbread.
Yeah.
Meg, I always give Meg the props because I think besides being great on stage, funny, you're talented, Meg is great with the marketing. Like, man,
Yeah, shut
shit.
up.
All her promo,
Thank
her
you, boo.
materials is so on point. She just
So good.
she just looks at. She's very professional. Like throughout the board, like niggas be sharing on the low. Like, yo, you got to do your shit like this.
Who said that?
Real.
Oh, I be telling people, I'm like, yeah, see my homegirl, like she has her thing and her picture there, and the events is very official. So it's like
Megan
as a template.
Yeah.
I always go to her shit as a template. It's like it's
I
good.
appreciate that. That
Yeah.
means a lot.
Absolutely. Okay, so we don't know Sketchfest, so squash that one. Anything else? Am I doing immediately, like in the near future?
Yeah, I mean, Cornbread has a show. We perform at the Clubhouse on Vermont on Saturdays at the local show.
Yes, you can usually find us there.
Do we have anything else coming up?
Anything you want to promote that you have? This-
Follow me on IG.
There you go.
Marian
there you go.
Yusufu.
Spell that for the listeners.
MarianYesu. F as in Frank. U.
Hey. All right. Megan?
That's at Cornbread Kitchen, at LYT Lit Comedy, at @yo_Megs, yo Megs.
That's what's up. And Noel?
At Noel Gibson, NOELGIBSON, like Christmas, not 2 L's. I have a show at Franklin next week, Monday, for my
Boom.
401 class.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
401 is a big deal.
It
That
only
means
took me 2 years later to finally
finished
do it.
It's okay.
Listen.
Hey, but I did it.
You did it.
I did it. So yeah, so I have that 5 o'clock, and Comics Reading Comics podcast I do weekly. If you want to tune into comedians making fun of comics,
Nice.
reading comic books.
Yeah, I went to the graduation
only
show.
female.
I went to your 301 graduation. So it's gonna be the same people,
Yes.
right? And we go, yeah. It was pretty
Well,
good.
no, it'll be different people
It's
because
different?
I'm like 2. Yeah, it's way.
Oh, okay.
Oh wait, no, you came to my first one, the half short. Not he didn't come to 301. He came to my 401, the first show.
Y'all get 2 shows?
It's 2 shows for 401. Yeah.
Got you.
So it will be the same people. Yes.
All right, cool.
Thank you for coming.
So I don't have anything. I'm actually gonna be in Vegas checking out my Knicks play in the summer league this weekend. So that's what I'm doing. But yeah, check out Cornbread this Saturday at the local on Vermont and Hollywood, where they're usually there. Any members of the group, we do it. So we try to just keep that consistent. And I'm so happy that all of y'all came and represented Cornbread. I think we covered Disney. We came for each other with some tea and receipts. I expected that. I'm glad it went my way. I didn't. I think we just was good. I'm glad y'all came on to the show, man. Follow me at Nick of Comedy. This is For the Culture Podcast. Peace.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
We love you.